absolute frustration. Do we need to live with this? Shefali Shah, welcome to the show. You heard Sohail say it there, and that was straight from the heart.
Right, I completely...
What would you like to add? Not as a Mumbaiker, as an Indian.
It's like we've been watching it on the news right since it occurred last night, and it's paralyzing, emotionally completely paralyzing. And also, yes, I do agree that the government does need to take bigger steps into this, but I personally feel every single individual on their own level has to be more cautious, and no matter how much precaution is taken is too less in a situation like this.
Cautious,
for example,
if somebody is going into the Taj.
No, exactly. If someone is going into the Taj, you know, people walking into the CST and doing what they did, it's a place which cannot probably be monitored 24/7. But a place like Taj, a place like the 5-star or the 7-star hotels, where you have the so-called security.
But you can't have sanitized security for some.
But
you got to have a security culture in the country.
I completely agree with you, but it comes from every individual thinking it's my responsibility. It's you thinking it's my responsibility. Every single person working in here is your responsibility.
Did you see the television footage there?
Yes,
did you see the television footage of the terrorists there?
Yes.
I actually ran that footage, and I want to run it right now once again. I want you to watch that. Because it tells you that these are not just fanatics with guns. Sohail, these are not fanatics with guns. These, for the first time ever in the history of television, I think a terrorist, after having carried out an act of senseless murder, have been captured on television. I want to run that once again, because if you watch these two boys, in fact, I'm not required they're on the screen. We can just run it full frame there, because they enter from one side, they enter from the left-hand side of the screen, then they walk across. There's the first terrorist. He comes across. We mark him there. The second one comes in. It's carefully coordinated action. They're within 5 steps of each other. One is giving way to the other. They're walking in step. They do not talk. After the carnage, on their way to another carnage, to kill more people, they're walking across innocent people. They're walking across, and they give each other a glance. They know exactly what they are doing. They are professional killers.
Yeah, and they
are professional killers, and they need to be dealt with professionally.
Now we need professional defenders. We don't have them. We don't even have professionals in government.
No, wait.
We have people who get votes. That doesn't mean competence.
No, but
in America, the president appoints his cabinet on the basis of competence.
No, today,
who is in the cabinet on competence?
No, but tell me something.
Who's anywhere for competence?
Tell me something. Today there were a lot of people.
Yeah.
When the army men were going in into the Trident Hotel, everybody wanted to feel a sense of reassurance. Yeah. So when the army men went in, Farooq Sheikh, you saw it there. There were a lot of people saying Bharat Mata ki Jai, Vande Mataram. They were singing there. They were clapping there. They were the applause. It was the same kind of pop patriotism that one saw during Kargil. Forgive me. Yeah. When some cola companies came there and started distributing free cola at this point. Tell me, tomorrow, if in another incident, another set, in a less publicized incident, another set of police officers go in with bazookas, they go in with mortars, rocket mortars, and they say, we'll teach these people a lesson. And if the Human Rights Brigade comes up behind them and says, no, you can't, then what do we do? Where do we go? Who acts? You know what happened during Batla House? Let's address the issue straight. MC Sharma died during Batla House, and I won't take her name, but a famous author started doing a dharna the next day along with another professionally litigant lawyer. This was happening outside Batla House. Nobody thought then about the widow of Inspector MC Sharma. It became totally politicized. So if tomorrow somebody goes in, what happens, Farooq? No. What happens? Do standards change?
What shocks one is that if a camera can catch a terrorist strolling in after doing his job or just before, why can't a sniper get hold of him and shoot him down? What is happening to the system? Where is the system? We just saw so many policemen, all enthusiastic, energetic people, just standing around and waiting for things to happen. 3 of our most senior and most reputed police officers have been shot on the road. So what kind of a system do we have in place? Do we have an action plan at all?
There is no action plan, because there is no professionalism. There is no homework done. After this, Arnab, quite right, it's all going to be up, you know, it's going to be a 9-day wonder, and then it's now that you have to prepare for the next attack, and the next attack will be coming, I'm sure, because this is a kind of, you know, financial terrorism. Hitting Bombay and hitting all the 5-star places means that investors in India are going to say, if the financial capital is so risky, why the hell would we invest in it?
But Shefali,
it's financial terrorism.
But Shefali, let me get you in on this point. Many of our viewers called in today saying, see, it's not the lack of spirit, it's not like our people in uniform are bad, it's not like the police officers lack spirit.
Absolutely.
Where else in the world will you find a Hemant Karkare leading from the front, being the first person to fall, not hiding behind his men?
Absolutely.
Where else will you find an additional commissioner like that? Where else will you find encounter specialists like that? It's just that they have never been given a free run.
Also, the action...
They've never been allowed to act.
The action that we're talking about, we're expecting it now, which is it's far too late. This action was supposed to be taken a long time ago, when probably the first terrorist attacks happened. It's a precaution you got to take. It doesn't happen. It's not like today I'm unwell and I go to the doctor. If you're unwell, you go to the doctor and you figure out.
Precisely. And I have a straightforward point to also ask there. You see, I'll play two sets of pictures. The pictures don't lie. Pictures tell the real story. Look at those pictures there of Hemant Karkare and his men going in for the first attack. Just look at what they are wearing on them.
Yeah.
Now look at what they are wearing on them. Hemant Karkare has a light, half-sleeve, bulletproof jacket on him. He's going into a confrontational situation. Look at these men. They come in 24 hours later. This is a specialized force. Look at what they are wearing. That's combat uniform. That's how you go in. And look at these poor men who are fighting an equally dangerous situation. Look at how they are dressed. They will also face the bullets. But why do we not provide our men with what we need to provide them? Both the freedom and the infrastructure to fight terror of this kind.
But Arnab,
is there a point or not?
Yes, there is a point, and the point is professionalism. As Sohail rightly said, he was staying at the Taj, and he got a message on his cell saying, don't come back. Now somebody is efficient over there. He's saying to the guest, for God's sake, there's danger at the Taj, don't return to our own hotel. If you're saying, and I agree, the professionalism, I'm surprised that the police are not given better equipment. Yes. I'm surprised that they weren't wearing army combat to go into an army combat situation.
We don't have to make them martyrs. We have to give them the equipment. Sohail, you want to make